What happens when you get that new car and now there's a newer car? What happens when you get that new body and thick is in? You are so much more than the things you think you don't have. Hey sis, it's Courtney and I'm back again with a little bit extra on today's TMS Plus. Now, as you can tell, I am looking quite different from how you usually see me. However, today we're having just one of those open, honest, sister to sister transparent conversations about insecurities. We're going to be talking about how you can start to face your insecurities head on, because insecurities are one of the biggest things that hold us back from truly enjoying our lives, from truly walking in purpose, and from truly glowing and growing. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. I'm currently on a personal journey of growing in faith and confidence, and one of the things I have had to confront is insecurities. And I think a lot of our sisters are going through it too. And so today's TMS Plus, grab a drink, grab a cup of tea, grab a coffee, grab a glass of wine, whatever it is you need, and let's just talk, sis. We've talked about this quite a few times on the podcast, and insecurities are something that a lot of women possess and struggle to overcome, and it often manifests as a lack of confidence. But over here, we're growing and glowing in all aspects of life, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and a huge part of having to do that is confronting the things that you're insecure about, confronting the things that are holding you back from truly flourishing, from truly being who God has made you to be, from truly being everything that you need to be, walking in purpose, happy, content, fulfilled, satisfied, confident, happy, joyful, all of it. A lot of what holds us back is we are dwelling on the things we feel insecure about, the things we believe to not be good enough, the things that we compare to other people, other people's lives, other people's bodies, other people's successes and accomplishments. We usually look at our lives, pick out the flaws or the things that we consider to not be good enough. And we continue to harbor and magnify these things until we convince ourselves that we are not good enough, until we convince ourselves that truly we are missing out on something, that everyone else has it figured out, that everyone else is more perfect than we are. And in focusing on these things, we do ourselves a disservice, but also it stops us from walking in true confidence and belief in what it is our lives could be and should be, what it is that we could be as people and as women. We struggle to not only truly love, but we struggle also to be loved, to allow people to love us because we believe that we are not necessarily deserving of love because we are not perfect. And these are the things we really want to tackle here at TMS. And that's why I'm here, pretty much how I look most of the time. And that leads us to our first point. Sis, look up from your phone and realize everyone looks normal. And the reason why I say that is not everyone looks like their best Instagram picture. Not everyone looks like how they look in a YouTube video all the time. Actually, most times they look pretty normal. And you need to realize that you look pretty normal too. Yes, compared to everyone's most glamorous picture, even compared to your most glamorous picture, right now you may look pretty bummy or you may feel pretty bummy. But the truth of the matter is that's the peak, that's the highest, and not everyone looks like that all the time. And that's not to criticize anybody on social media, because I too am a big fan of posting a hot selfie here and there on the gram. However, I know that that's not how I look all the time, and I don't put pressure on myself to look like that all the time. Instead, I normalize me looking normal. And it's easy for your idea and your perception of yourself and of beauty, of confidence, of success to be warped and shaped by highlight reels that you see on social media all the time. It can lead to comparison and it fuels insecurities that we have about ourselves. If you already have an insecurity about yourself, it's often then magnified by the fact that you see other people who do not have those things and perceive them as more beautiful than you are. However, you are just as beautiful. You are normal. And you need to start normalizing your features. You need to start realizing that actually when you log off your phone and you look in the real world, most people don't look like the people on your feed. But you need a balance in the vision that you have about what you consider to be normal, about how people look, and also what they have. The majority of people in your life are probably living a very average and normal life. And when you take time to actually come off social media and realize that that is not a good, accurate representation of real life, you'll start to feel more at home in the real world. When you look at people who are around you, people in your family, people in your communities, you'll start to realize that you are normal. You don't look like anyone else and nobody else looks like you. And most people also don't look like the pictures that you're comparing yourselves to. Start reminding yourself of what normal faces look like without makeup. Remind yourself of what normal people look like without surgery. Remind yourself of what normal people who have 9 to 5s live like. Remind yourself that normal is fine, and you can learn to be content with your normal. You can learn to be content with what you have. You can learn to normalize the life that you live, normalize the face that you have, normalize the body that you have, because there's a lot of things on our feeds which are on our feeds because we consider them to be goals or exceptional. However, you need to learn to be happy with your normal. For example, look at your friendship group. You think your friends are pretty. Look at your family. You think your family is beautiful. Look at your mother. You know your mother is beautiful. Look at these people that you go to work with or you commute with or people who live near you, and you'll see what is normal. You'll see what is considered average, and no, they may never walk a catwalk. However, you would never deny them of their beauty. You need to start creating your own perception of beauty that also includes you. You cannot exclude yourself from what you consider to be beautiful anymore. The second thing that you can realize to help you face your insecurities is that everyone has them. Everyone has something that they're insecure about. Even the people that you're comparing yourself to, the people that you consider to be perfect and to have it all, the beauty, the brains, the lifestyle, whatever it may be that you aspire to have of theirs, even those people who you consider to be the most confident have something that they're insecure about. But even the people who you see, who you consider to be confident in themselves, who have started to walk fully in their purpose with their heads held high, the people who don't take no for an answer, the people who refuse to think of themselves as undeserving, the thing about those people is not that they are without insecurity, it's that they have accepted that they are a work in progress. They have decided to commit themselves to accepting who they are unapologetically, and that's what you should desire. It's not that you should desire their looks, their lifestyle, their accomplishments, because that comes with a whole bunch of challenges and hurdles and trials that you also haven't been through. But instead, you should be inspired by their decision to walk authentically in who they are. Their decision to allow themselves to fail and then get back up and try again. Their decision to show up every day and do the work in whatever area in their life that you are looking at for inspiration. Their decision to embrace who it is that they are and flourish in it. You should be inspired by their decision to accept who they are without apology. So today, sis, I challenge you. Make the decision to not define yourself by what you have and how you look, but instead have gratitude and joy in the fact that you can serve your community and you can give back to the world so much love, so much joy, so much talent and gift that you already possess. You don't have to qualify for anyone's acceptance. And yes, while you may be a work in progress, that work in itself is beautiful because you've chosen to do it. Speaking about work, that brings us to point number 3. Work on the things you desire to change. However, change your desires. Now, I know that can sound quite complex. However, it's something that I've actually personally had to be challenging myself on in the last couple of months. It's easy to desire having certain things and becoming certain things, like being smaller, skinnier, having better skin, or even having a better job, a nicer car, and a bigger house. However, there is no guarantee in these things that you will be happy. There is no guarantee or security in these things that you will no longer be insecure or have the fullest amount of confidence. You cannot put your hope in these things because our standards of beauty, our standards of success constantly change. What happens when you get that new car and now there's a newer car? What happens when you get that new body and thick is in? So many things that we think will bring us happiness constantly are changing. Their worth is constantly fluctuating. And that's why you sometimes find yourself insecure, because you're putting your hopes in something which in itself is not secure. So when I say change your desires, what I'm saying is challenge yourself to want things that are bigger than material possessions. Challenge yourself to desire fulfillment. Challenge yourself to desire contentment. Challenge yourself to desire health and long life. Challenge yourself to desire being able to serve people to your best capacity. Challenge yourself to desire being excellent at your craft. Challenge yourself to be able to give more. Challenge yourself to be a better sister, a better friend, a better daughter. Challenge yourself to become confident in who you are, to not shrink when you're in spaces that you've prayed to be in. All these things may sound so airy-fairy and they're hard to put specific goals to. You can't write a weight goal on confidence. However, you can start realizing that it's a process and it's a journey. For example, with myself, I desired to be healthier. That health looks different and I'm not looking for other people to define to me what it should look like. Instead, I must pay attention to my body and pay attention to my convictions, because there are many ways to get skinny, many ways to get rich, some of them very illegitimate and almost fraudulent. Instead, I have to view my food choices, my activity levels, and say, is this helping my future? Is this truly me being the best version of myself? Is this truly me challenging myself to be out of my comfort zone? Is this truly me being disciplined? And I really want you, sis, to take the time, the agency, and the autonomy to decide for yourself what you will consider to be success in your life. And loads of things can inform that: your cultural background, your faith, your spirituality, whatever it may be. However, I want you to be so sober on that decision. I don't want it to be fueled by the insecurities. Here at TMS, we don't want your decisions to be fueled by fear. Fear of other people's opinions, fear of loneliness, fear of being considered a failure. We want it to be fueled by confidence. We want it to be fueled by the solid belief that you can have what it is that you are aiming for. We want it to be fueled by the solid belief that you can be happy, whole, healthy, have good things, and truly become the woman that you were created to be. And so lastly, cut the negative self-talk, sis. Stop magnifying your insecurities by making them the definition and the be-all and end-all of who you are. If you keep telling yourself that you're ugly, if you keep telling yourself that you're fat, if you keep telling yourself that you'll never have anything good, or that you'll always be lazy, or that you'll always be the disappointment and the failure in your family, that's what you'll always see yourself to be. So realize there's a bigger picture here. There's a life that you're not allowing yourself to enjoy. There are people that you're not allowing yourself to love, and you're not allowing to love you. There are journeys that you're refusing to go on, journeys that will actually prove to you who you truly are and what you can truly be, opportunities that you keep turning down because you think that you're not good enough, that could show you actually, in fact, you are. Start living. Stop letting your insecurities dictate your life. You are so much more than the things you think you don't have. And so, sis, I challenge you, start seeing yourself through a different lens. Go out and flourish. So yeah, I hope that this heart-to-heart and this sister conversation helped you. I hope that it was something that you actually got value from. If it did, definitely consider hitting the like button and subscribe. And if you have anything else to add or anything that really resonated with you, please leave a comment down below. Go and chat to the sisters down there, and of course, talk to us as well. Or you could even leave a comment letting us know that you actually want to see a full podcast episode about this, if that's something you'd like. And myself and Renee can whip something up for you. But sis, this was a lovely girl chat, but we will talk to you very soon. And remember, keep glowing and growing.